hi everyone. Yeah, as Azhar has already introduced myself, I would like to take this opportunity again to introduce myself. Yeah, myself Aman Pathak. I'm currently working as a data engineer to be specialized in big data engineering Azure field at Tiger Analytics. I have overall something around 4 years of experience, and I have enabled lots of projects within my company regarding data and AI, and I have worked through many applications in and about data and AI as well. So I would like to share some of my experiences here and would like all of you to give a small introduction or an introductory session on Azure AI Studio, which is a next big thing in the AI world. So let's start with the session. Let's start. Let me share my screen and we can start from there. So yeah, guys, as I've already discussed about myself, so let's discuss what is happening throughout the globe nowadays and basically in the tech world. So nowadays everybody is talking about generative AI, Gen AI, and it is rapidly encompassing the lots of things we are listening. OpenAI is ChatGPT 3, GPT 3, GPT 4, ChatGPT. We are hearing about Google Bards, Microsoft Copilot, GitHub Copilot. If you are in from the tech world and if you are working through anything through VS Code or something, we have this GitHub Copilot that is helping us to do lots of interesting things throughout the project development lifecycle, whether it's creating the code, whether it's testing your code, whether to rigorous testing and whatever you want to do, and that is helping throughout us. Not only in the tech world, this AI or Gen AI applications are giving lots and lots of new capabilities to other domains as well, like healthcare innovations industry, education industry. We have AI powered robots and all everything's like that can think by themselves and all those things. So these generative AI applications or the platforms are giving us a great round of opportunities to get into this new world of AI where we can have lots and lots of new innovations going on. And as these innovations are going on, this is basically driving the whole economy of the whole world, and we can see the impact of the AI all over the world, how it is driving lots of places. AI has replaced the traditional methodologies, and it is going to do like that in the next 5-10 years. The AI is the biggest thing that human history can ever make. And to go these all AI things, and like as I am a data engineering, so I am working from Azure background. But if you are also from a data side or something, you can see, or from other sides as well. Like as I have given the example of GitHub Copilot, so you can integrate your GitHub Copilot with your VS Code or your Visual Studio, and it can help you to write your code. You just have to give some small instructions. It will be able to help write your code. Yeah, you definitely need to monitor it and give the instructions in a very clear way so that the AI can process it and generate the results as per your expectations. But what I would say, and again, in the data world, we have this platform, a great platform named as Databricks. In there, they have also have this AI assistant or their own co-pilot that is also helping them to, as an AI assistant, to write some code, if there is any issue in the code, to debug that, and all those things are going throughout the other tech industries as well. Even we have Microsoft copilots and all. So now every industry, every domain wants their particular copilot to work, whether it's travel industry, health industry, economics, finances, whatever you want to say. Everybody wants to have their copilot. Even in the projects itself, like I have previously worked for one of the biggest manufacturing industries throughout the world, that everybody we have heard of it. It's more than 150 years old company. They also wants to create their own co-pilot by putting whatever the data they have accumulated in the last 100 years. They want to put that data and use the data to create new insights all over the globe. So, and whatever the insights they want, what the data kind of data they have, what they want to pitch in, what they want to include, and all those things. And to create these co-pilots, to create this personal assistants or AI assistant, we need something to develop it. Everybody needs it, but someone has to create it. And to create these co-pilots, create these custom co-pilots, we there is a next big thing that is coming on the market, and that is already there in the market, that is known as Azure AI Studio. When we think about, so basically Azure AI Studio is something that comes in the market and enables all of us to create your own custom co-pilots and everything, your own personal AI assistants and all. So and even the Microsoft Copilot is kind of the, if kind of the generation from this, or generated from this Azure AI Studio only. And that's a Microsoft already said, like we have the Copilot that we are using in our Microsoft industry, that has been created by the Azure AI Studio only. So before going to the each nitty gritty of Azure AI Studio, what is your AI Studio, how it is working, capabilities, key features, and lots of other things, let's give a quick glimpse of Azure AI Studio, what it is and how, why it is, what it is doing. So if by not going into the very deep definitions of Azure AI Studio and what it is doing and all, let me give you a very one liner of it, and you can see, if somebody asking you one line, what is Azure Studio, and to it's simple, like Azure Studio is a unified platform for developing generative AI applications and custom copilot experiences. It allows you to create your own applications, Gen AI applications, your own copilots, and how it is doing all those things. Why it is so getting so famous right now? Why it is getting so much hype in the market right now? It's a unified platform. Unified platform basically means it gives you everything, whatever you need to create to develop your own data applications or a AI application. It gives you the data integration only. When it comes to any AI or world, this all comes from the world that is called a data world. Okay, so even if you want to create your AI, you have to provide some data. So when you are working on Azure AI Studio, you have these applications within the Azure environment only, that gives you a seamless integration or seamless connectivity to connect with other data integration tools. It has great level of hybrid and semantic search, through which you can vectorize or search your data, or go through the whatever the data you have provided. If you have PDF documents, you have good level of powerful engines that can go through to go through it. It also has a full development life cycle. Yeah, you will get each and everything whatever you want to have. And when so now, okay, we got everything, we are able to do our data and all, but this data, whatever the data we are saying, whether it's coming from Google or even if it's coming from your company, like if I'm taking a company from, if I'm taking a data of a great hospital chain, maybe it could be any like great hospital chain like Fortis or something like that. It has data of all around the India, or even outside of India. If it has any hospitals there, they want to create that data, and out of the diagnosis of a similar previous disease, they want to get the new hypothesis, or they want to get the new diagnosis, or the previous diagnosis results, everything they want to. But these data are very vulnerable. If that personal medical history can be get by anyone else in the world, that can harm you on a broader level as well. So we need to also have to make sure that our data, the what we are developing, is safe and secure. So Azure AI Studio gives you a huge round of safe and responsible AI capabilities that would help you to design your co-pilots without any thought of whether it's a security breach and all those things. So after this, a quick overview of Azure AI Studio, let's go into deep dive into what is AI Studio, or gets a quick overview of what is Azure AI Studio is. Okay, so if I am giving you just the overview, so Azure AI Studio is a comprehensive platform that has been provided by Microsoft, or designed by the Microsoft to democratize, basically to give everyone the power to create their own artificial intelligence applications. You call it Gen AI applications, you call it Copilots, but basically before Azure AI Studio, we do not have any such platform that gives everybody the power to create their own applications. But now it's the power is in the hand of everyone who knows the integrity of data and AI. They can create their own AI models, train their AI models, build their models, and do lots and lots of amazing things throughout the world. Azure AI Studio basically not only simplifies the end-to-end AI development, but it gives the capabilities to each and every novice as well as the expert professional, whether they are coming from the data professional, AI professional, or a simple or a normal, what you can say, a normal software engineer, or if they are coming from a specialized version like full stack web development, backend, or whatever it is, or if they are data scientists. Azure AI Studio gives them huge rounds of powerful features. Now, not only powerful features, it gives you a lot, and that we will see in upcoming slides. Okay, so let's deep down we have more when it comes to Azure AI Studio. So let's look for the key features what Azure AI Studio is offering us. Okay, and to be very honest, Azure AI Studio has lots and lots of unique key features, but here we will discuss couple of those features that is helping us on a day-to-day basis, and that is what making it a complete unique package of AI and data. So basically, when you go to Azure AI Studio, it's kind of a web portal kind of thing, the similar way you have other web portals, but it's a web portal that is a unified portal that combines multiple Azure AI related services into a single unified development environment. It gives you lots of pre-built AI models to be deployed already there. It gives you customizable capabilities to customize your models, to train your models, to build your models. Okay, and basically, it also empowers the organizations to create their own AI co-pilots or something. So the main feature about this is this has a huge variety of model catalogs of prompt flow. Basically, what is prompt flow? Prompt flow is something that enables the data that enables you to create your own large language models or to customize your own large language models that in the world are now famous with the word LLMs. So that prompt flow or the model catalogs, there's a huge library of model catalogs present there. You count the name of the model catalog, whether it's GPT-3, GPT-35, you Da Vinci, it's Babbage, it's GPT-4, and even Microsoft's Phi 3, Meta's LLM Llama 3. All these model catalogs are present there in the Azure AI Studio, and also enables the Azure machine learning services. Okay, it have a generative AI model deployment as well. It also, as we are working in Azure, so Azure is something that is very a robust cloud that we already know, not only in the field of AI, but even before that, it's there in the infrastructure also, it's there in the data also. I am working as a data engineer and specialized with Azure, and it is one platform that enables not only the AI, but also enables us in the data field as well, and also enables in the cloud computing as well, also enables in the infrastructure management as well. So when it comes to the data, it gives you each and everything in the similar way. This Azure AI is Azure provides you services that enables you to get the data, prepare the data, transform the data, put the data into the copilot, deploy it, and everything. It also gives you lots of power to have the unstructured data to get the speech, vision, language, all the document level recognitions. You can create your natural language processing, your own generative AI applications, deep learning, and everything is there in the Azure environment. And that's what Azure environment is very unique and made again Azure AI Studio to be very unique. Yeah, data is crucial for everyone, not only for AI, but for everyone as well. For every organization throughout the world who wants to grow, they are using data thoroughly and to analyze, even if it is a finance organization, they wants to see what's their sales. Even leave the finance organization, everybody in the world is working for their profit, and when they're working for profit, they need to understand how the trend is going, what they need to do, what they not need to do. And that AI is, and Azure is making the big point there. Not only Azure Studio, it gives you the platform as well that can help you to interpret your data, clean your data, explore your data, and like whatever you want to do with your data, Azure gives you those capabilities. And if I'm keeping it a short thing, okay, if I'm keeping it a very short thing, so a very simple thing about what Azure AI Studio key feature is, the most important key feature is it brings a common human being or a people like us who are developers to have a great hand to hand balance with AI. It helps you to interact with AI. It helps you to make a handshake with AI. It helps you to do wonders with AI. Okay. So when it comes to do wonders with AI, what makes us to do wonders with AI? Okay. So Azure AI Studio has its own lots of capabilities that enables us and others as well throughout the globe who are working in the data and AI field, and also in the other fields as well, other tech fields as well. To it has those capabilities that enables us to do wonders, and all some of those capabilities are listed here. One of the first one is, we could say, is Gen AI applications. Yeah, it gives you to create your own Gen AI applications, your own copilots. It has already APIs and model catalogs that are already there. I have named some of them previously, and those you can use to create your own again custom copilots as a base of the previous deployed models. It has a great AI toolchain. Toolchain basically means other services as well in the Azure environment that gives you the whole complete project development lifecycle to do lots and lots of things. It also gives you the capabilities to fine tune and customize the already existing applications. And if you have created your own one, you can test it thoroughly, you can fine tune it, you can customize it according to your own company or organization need. It gives you even the filter level things as well. Like if you want to, like nowadays, if you are creating a custom copilot for a company, or for a company like Microsoft, and if somebody is asking up that tool about Microsoft, then you can filter something that it should not give the internal information of Microsoft to a particular kind of profile. It gives you the control to control the role based access controls and all those things. Prompt flow, that is one of the more okay, what is a prompt? Prompt is kind of a package. Okay, it's a package of input that's sent to a model considering the user input, system message, and any examples throughout what we have. Okay, user input is kind of a text submitted thing in the chat, and that is going okay, that is going inside the system, and system message a set of instructions that is going along with the message. Like if we asking, like if I'm asking ChatGPT, could you please suggest me a good hotel in Bangalore, or good hotel in Pune or Mumbai? Could you please me the best road transport services throughout the India? So it gives you the our message is gone in text, and that also has a system message along with it. Okay, what are the benefits of using prompt flow? Okay, so the main benefit is it gives you to orchestrate or to make a complete flow in or complete executionable flow of LLMs, prompts, Python tools through a visualized graph. It has that to iterate your flows, to debug your flows, whatever the flow you have created, to flow your data from top to flows. And one more thing, so prompt flow is not native to Azure AI Studio. It is something that has been created by GitHub. Okay, it is there in the GitHub. Anybody can use that prompt flow from the GitHub. But yeah, Azure AI Studio has done a great job by bringing that capability within the Azure AI Studio, so that we do not have to go to GitHub again and take from there and create our own prompt flow, or create our own flow and do the customization and all those things. AI Studio brings the prompt flow within your hands at the same place, in the same level where you can have all the things available. It has top level resources as well. Let's discuss about the resources in upcoming slides. Now when we move forward, let's think about so when we move let's think about the thing that is we called as AI models. Okay, so we are creating Copilot, we are creating Gen AI applications, but it could be possible that what we are already trying to develop, that is already there. Okay, like I would give you some of the example in the coming slide. But if that particular thing is already there, why is the need to reinvent the wheel? We can use that particular already the innovation that has been already created, or already the particular Gen AI application or the model catalog as a base of our new Copilot. We can use directly, we can customize it. Okay, we can you make it use for industry specific or general purpose use cases. We can customize it, fine tune it according to our need. Like if we have GPT-3 or GPT-4, that is the base of ChatGPT. Okay, we can use that GPT model 4, 3, 3 or 4, or GPT 35 Turbo. We can use anything as a base of our thing, and all these are kind of like text completion or chat completion kind of Gen AI applications. We can use those models as a base of our Copilot, We can provide our own data on top of it. Like if I want to use make it for a hospital, I can provide our own uh, the hospital data, related data to that particular application. And once that co-pilot or the application is got the data, the necessary input, okay, then that particular co-pilot will start giving those the results on the basis of the document that we have provided, instead of the generic sense. Now if I am taking if I'm saying again, when what are the models that are present? Okay, we discuss, okay, we can fine tune, we can do lots of things and all, but what are the top models that are already there in the Azure AI Studio that we can use? And I will show you there are lots and lots of AI models that are present. While we will go for a quick walkthrough of the Azure AI Studio, but I would also like you to give you the most coverable one, uh, the most famous one are present in the Azure Studio, that most of you have already heard about it, or you saw them somewhere else. So let's get what are those. Okay, so out of the huge variety of, or a huge list of AI models, AI models are there in from Meta, from Microsoft, from particular Databricks, from their custom deployments are also there. There are some developments on the basis of Microsoft or ChatGPT or OpenAI as well. But some of them are like, if you heard these names, one of them is Babbage, Da Vinci, GPT-3, GPT-4. You might have already heard of it. If anybody is following through LinkedIn and all these tech news throughout the world, must have heard about the Metas. Llama 3, they have GPT-35 Turbo. Previously, GPT-3 was the base version of was the base of the ChatGPT. Now after that, they have turned to GPT-35 Turbo or GPT 3.5, you can say, and now it's running on GPT-4. And we have even the Microsoft Copilot is working on GPT-4 only. So instead of what Microsoft Copilot has also done is, instead of creating their own pre-built or their own AI model or a complete basic model, they've used GPT-4 as a base of their own, and they have used the GPT-4 as the base of their own Copilot. And out on top of that, they have provided the data that Microsoft have, or whatever the data is available on the internet. They have provided that data to the GPT-4, and now on top of that data, depend upon the data that GPT-4 have started giving the responses to that. We can also use the GPT-4 for our own purposes as well. If you want, you can use GPT-4, give your own college, give your own company data to it, and it will start responding accordingly. And it will also give you the references as well, like from where you are getting the data and all. And the new popular thing, or it is one of the things that is kept popular in the market, that is this Da Vinci. So it is given on the name of the famous art person, name is Leonardo da Vinci. And the thing is simple. So Da Vinci is kind of a great AI tool, or a co-pilot, or you can say a Gen AI application that helps you to create great arts. Okay, this Da Vinci is something that gives you to create human-like text, produce realistic image, to produce realistic art. And it is not only just giving a random art models to something, it is using state of the art, okay, a best level of things. And Da Vinci AI empowers you to create, innovate, and solve problems with unprecedented efficiency and accuracy. It is not just giving it. And this Da Vinci is again the base of when you go to the Microsoft Copilot, there is another one that is called as DALL-E 3, and that is the base. The DALL-E 3 is again the similar like Da Vinci. It is also again the art model or something like that, or creating new images from the data or the inputs that has been provided. And if you go to the Microsoft Copilot, there is again a section of designer. And if you use that designer, and if you look very specifically under the designer, it is written very clearly that it is working on top of DALL-E 3. We can use that DALL-E 3 as well within our deployment, and we can create our own art model, or a creation model on top of that. So that's how Azure AI Studio is is capable enough. It has included most of the most of the already developed, already available AI models, and also gives, and that includes the popular AI models as well. Okay, like Da Vinci and all. Now let's move to the next part. Okay, so far we have discussed about uh, what it can do, what it can provide, what are the pre-built models, and all those things. But to work with that, okay, the main things that comes up uh, is data. Or it's not only about, okay, we have some data, we will create the AI model, we already have the model, we will create a co-pilot, and that's a small, very small process, you can, anybody can do it. But to reach to that stage, you need to have a seamless process, and that's where the Azure as a cloud comes in and gives enhanced powers to Azure Studio to integrate with other Azure AI services or other Azure services. Okay, and that helps them enhances the capabilities of AI models or the Azure AI Studio. And I have already given an example. To create AI model, you need data, and to get the data kind be of images, that data kind be of like other services, the data can be unstructured, semi-structured, a CSV data, library data, or a music data. It could be a music data as well. So if you use those music data and all those things, you need to get the data from somewhere. And as a data engineer, I can say no data in the world is in the best form or is in the better form by original. You have to get the data, you have to do lots and lots of transformations, processing, you have to check the data, removes lots and lots of things. If you are coming from a data background, we have to check lots of other things, like if the data is null, if the data is duplicated, if the similar data is coming again and again, if the data duplication is happening again, because in the real world the data is coming in billions and of records. And suppose if you have 1 billion of record and the next day the data is coming, and if you have even half a billion of records again come the same, you have again 15 billion of records, or the new 10 billion records, and you have 20 billion of records. Out of that 5 billions are kind of that, or half a billion of records are duplicated. And that half a billion records, if it maybe initially you will not see any impact on your services or your AI model performance, but if you keep on doing this in a regular way for after a week or a month, you will start seeing your Azure AI Studio or the model that you have created becoming slow, because now it has lots and lots of data to process. And after that, what you will see maybe is 40-60%, 30-40% of your overall data is duplicate. So if you have 100 records and if you have 40 records out of that duplicated, that is hampering the performance of a Azure AI Studio or any model that you have developed. To do all to do all those things, we have other Azure services as well to deal with all those things, to do the transformation, all those things. So we have to integrate it with other Azure services as well. Okay, then what are the popular services that we will be using, or that we should be using while we are working with Azure Studio? Some of them are Azure machine learning, that gives you the machine learning capabilities, lots of machine. And definitely when you're working with AI, or if you're coming from data background, or specifically you said data scientist or machine learning engineer, you know this how this machine learning capabilities are important when you are working with any AI related tool. Then you have this Azure Data Factory. It's a fantastic tool, one of its kind tool to create or to orchestrate the data flow, to create a data pipeline through which the data can flow seamlessly and to come at your place. You have cognitive services as well. These are AI powered APIs. Okay, this can enhance the capabilities of your speech recognition, language recognition, deep learning, or your natural language processing and all. You have synapse analytics, all the analytics you want to do, whether it's data analysis or any other kind of analysis you want to do, you can do it. Databricks can help you to deal with, or Databricks and Synapse can help you to deal with those kind of scenarios where we have to deal with duplicate data, where we have to deal with the data that is not required. Or sometimes in a phone number the data is coming as address as well. Sometimes the companies who are keeping the data or maintaining data, they are not very efficient. So these two platforms can help you to remove as much as vulnerabilities from the data that can hamper your Azure AI Studio or the AI model that you are creating. You have the data lake storage as well. So maybe when you go to any YouTube lecture, and even today we will have three or four PDFs only that you can directly put it. Okay, but and that you can directly take it from your system. But there is a limitations of your system. It could be 500 GB, 1 TB, but the data in real it's in hundreds of TBs. It's in thousands of TBs. So where you will store this data? Okay, and if when it comes to store this data, data lake storage is coming there. And Azure AI Studio has a seamless connectivity with the data lake storage. So whatever the data you are providing, whether it's in chunks or a whole data at one place, it can seamlessly go there and fetch the data and do whatever the new innovations it wants to do. It has IoT hubs as well, and everybody knows how AI is getting into the IoT, and it is seamlessly making IoT things a great work, much better than what they are doing previously to it is doing that. And after all, we have this visualization tool as well within the Azure environment, that is Power BI, to visualize our result or whatever we are getting, if that is correctly being shown there. If like we are producing the result in a chat completion format, but suppose if we are working with business and they wants to see the visualization, they wants to see in the chart, they wants to create a report out of it. So Power BI is a fantastic tool that can do uh, a great job in this thing. And the main important thing again that comes in is that this Power BI or whatever you want to, any visualization tool is comes in there are lots of visualization tools like Power BI, Tableau, but Power BI comes within the Azure environments as well. So you do not have to think about to make of like connectivity and all those things. So this is what brings in when it comes to Power BI. Now we have discussed about capabilities, features, lots of things. We have discovered about the pre-built models, what every model brings to us, and like what other services are as well. Let's discuss about the AI Studio workflow. Like how, like we are using services. Like if I'm just going one slide back, we are using services, machine learning, data factory, cognitive services, Synapse, data lake, and all these services. But how these services, when connect one by one, how they are creating a end-to-end process for developing, training, and deploying the AI models. Okay, and how AI Studio is leveraging everything, how it is leveraging to create robust, scalable, and efficient AI models. Okay, so let's move to the next slide and see. So if you can see here, if you can see this diagram, let me go one by one and I will help you to understand. Okay, so we have model there. We have, suppose we have models we have used, we are creating a art kind of thing. So we have used Da Vinci, we have used Da Vinci as the base, we have created the model, we have provided the data and everything. Now the model is there, but it has to get the data, it has to get everything, it has to produce result and everything. And by creating model in Azure AI Studio is not enough, you have to host it somewhere. Like ChatGPT is there, already there. And if you want to create your own ChatGPT, you can create your own ChatGPT in the AI model, but you have to host it somewhere so that end user can interact with it. Okay, so you have to put it on some web applications and all those things. Okay, so let's understand the flow, how it is going. Okay, so this before even start the flow, I would like to mention one thing. This is Kubernetes cluster. What is a Kubernetes cluster is, it's a kind of place where a powerful and flexible platform to managing your and containerized your lots of applications. It's not only about AI applications, you can post your other applications as well, and Kubernetes do a wonderful job. So what we have, so I'm considering an example. We have created another chat GPT for maybe for this our Azure community. Okay, and we have the data, we have used GPT-4. On top of that, we have provided the sample data that we got from the Azure community, and we have created our own Copilot. Now we are ready with it. So the AI model or the Copilot, whatever you want to say it, we will host it on, we will put it on or deploy it on Kubernetes cluster so that it will take it from here. Now, how the data flow works? How the data flow works is, we have something called as data. Okay, data can be of everything. It can be unstructured data, semi-structured, structured, or even the data that is coming from web APIs and all. When it comes to unstructured data, so unstructured data means you have data like images, video, audio, free text, or XML files, JSON files, that all comes in. Basically, you cannot store your image or video or audio in some table or in some database, something kind of thing. So you have to store it directly into the data lake and all those things. Okay, or that data is coming from some platform. Suppose you are taking the developer community, so data that is coming off this particular recording that is going on at this moment, or any other recordings that has been already there in the YouTube channel of this developer community. You want to use that video, you have to use this image, audio, whatever you want to use, you have there. Again, you have the semi-structured data, whether it's your, you have some logs, you have some CSVs and all, maybe you have some tabular data as well. Your best luck would be if you have the relational data, or you have the tabular data that is in the relational databases. Okay, like relational databases nowadays are Oracle, MySQL and all, SQL Server, so that those databases can contain relational. And if you have some data that is coming from Azure itself, if you have another application on top of the Azure cloud, and on from that Azure cloud application, any web application you have, so whatever the data that is coming, and one of the is like Azure Cosmos. We all know that it's a NoSQL kind of database. Okay, that is storing unstructured data. So if there is any application that is hosted on top of Cosmos, and Cosmos have the data, then it can use that data can also be used. Now the first point brings in data factory. What data factory brings in? Within the data factory only we can use our Synapse and Databricks as well alongside with data factory. But suppose if you don't want to manipulate your data and do nothing with your data, you just want to orchestrate data and put it to somewhere else. Okay, now what you will do is you will put this data again, you will create a data factory in Azure environment, and through the data factory you will orchestrate your data to flow from the pipeline, the data pipeline that you have created in data factory, to flow the data and going into the data lake storage. Now this comes the data lake storage. So data lake storage is capable of storing all kinds of data, whether it's structured, semi-structured, unstructured, and any other Azure data service data that is coming. So it will go directly into the Azure data lake storage. Once it goes to the Azure data storage, now there's a beautiful thing comes in that is known as Azure machine learning services. Now this Azure machine learning service comes into the picture, and it will use the data to start creating, giving it, and to start doing the machine learning capabilities, whatever it has, like creating their own models and all those things. And once the data has been passed to the Azure machine learning, it will go to your own AI model. And now from there, the AI model will take the data and start generating the results as per the questions, or as per the prompt you have given, as per the chat, or as per the question that you have given. Now to use from, you have the model, you have provided the data, each and everything that you have done so far, that is all okay. But what will I do as an end user? If I am an end user, or if anybody of us is an end user, Azure developer community has do a lots of things, but what they will do with that? So now the next point that comes in here is that is web application. You have on-premise as well as outside of your on cloud as well, whatever you want to do. If you have a web application, now the next job is to host your Kubernetes cluster or the AI model that you have created with the data, with all of the machine learning capabilities it has, and to put those data into the web application. And from there on, the web application will pick up the data, pick up the AI model, and it is in front of the end user. Now, the way this AI model that we have created for developer community, Azure developer community, that is present in front of the end user, like the way the ChatGPT or the Microsoft Copilot is present in front of us. Okay, now you whatever the thing that you are doing with ChatGPT, that the same thing you can do with this thing. But the only difference between these two, we are using the same below model that is based on, because ChatGPT, if you use ChatGPT, it is written there. It is now based on ChatGPT 3, ChatGPT 3.5, ChatGPT 4, and all. But we are also working on ChatGPT 4 and all those things. But the only difference between our data, our Copilot or the AI application, or the ChatGPT is the ChatGPT has a huge data. You can say it has a Google in itself. So whatever the data available till this point, or maybe the point they have created the ChatGPT, that is available there, and that has been fed into the ChatGPT. But we are not feeding that much data. If we are creating for our own developer community, our own community, then we will not be providing all the data. What we will do, we will just provide the sample data, or what we will just provide the data that is related to our own use cases, so that our search results are specific what we are doing. So hosting on this web application with the correct data is very, very important. Otherwise, whatever the process you have done from this point till this point is of no use. It's not like waste. You can again do these things, but you need to be very careful while performing all these applications and all these processes and put the data on the web application, because end user cannot interact with data factory or data lake or your model directly, because model is in your own workspace in the Azure Studio. End user can only use it through web application. You have other services as well. You have function apps, you have Power BI and all those things. From the lake data lake storage, uh, you can use your Power BI to create your insights, and that you can match with the AI models. That suppose if you want to check how much is the engagement on a YouTube channel of the Azure developer community, you have taken the data from Azure data lake storage and create insights on Power BI, and you can again re-vectorify with the web application whether when I am as an end user, I am putting in, okay, tell me the number of subscribers on the YouTube channel on that one. So if the web application is giving me the same results and insights, I would say, okay, the data that I have put it and the way the AI model is responding is correct. So lots of different things we can do on this particular tech stack. Now moving forward, let's have a very quick walkthrough or a demo of the Azure Studio as consideration of the time foundations we also have, and some of the foundations we also have from the Azure side as well. Okay, so let's have a quick walkthrough. Let me know. Okay, so I hope my screen is visible to all of you. So this is kind of the Azure environment I have created it with my username only. So, but yeah, this is kind of a demo account that I have created to show you as well. This does not have all the services, all the capabilities that we as AI professionals are looking for. But if you see that as I have created some things, so if you see, if I'm taking you inside, I will give you a small what all we have to do. I will give you, like, suppose first of all we have to go into the search section and we have to search for Azure AI Studio. If I'm clicking on here, I will be going in here. Okay, so I have already created some AI Studio that is already there, but I will show you how to create a new one. You have to click on the new Azure AI Hub. It will go there. You have to provide your details, like if I'm using the existing resource. But for to do all those things, you need to be familiar with the Azure environment, how Azure environment is working. As I'm already working with it, I know it. So you have to provide all these details. Okay, then you have to go to next storage. You have to provide the storage account and all those things. And if you don't want to do anything, just give it a name of this one, like demo my AI. Okay, if you want to give this name also to your resource, you just have to, after that you have to just create on review plus create. It will create, and next stage is like storage and all. See, if you see here, it has already created whatever is required. It has already created keyword. So storage account is something kinds of a data lake storage native thing where you are storing your data. Key vault is something, so nowadays security in data is very important, so where all of your keys and everything is stored. Okay, all of your secrets. After the next of the things, whatever is required, it has been already done and all. Okay, so if you just create on review plus create, it will create it. Now after this, once we have done with the Azure Studio creation, now the next thing comes here is AI search. I just have to search AI search the similar way, and my AI search is started. Because why AI search is required is, AI search is required for you to create, to search through your data, to vectorize your data, to search your data through keywords and all. Okay, if I'm going through here and if I'm seeing Azure AI services, AI search, how I will create, I will click on the create button. When I click on the create button, I have to choose which of the resource group. So even before that, you must have a resource group creation, and even before that, you must have a Azure subscription as well. So for this demo session, I have created a free trial subscription that is available from the Microsoft Azure side. You have to provide your mail ID and some credit card details to create it. It will be a free trial for 30 days. So you have to create it, and once you are done with your practice or whatever the demo you want to do, you just have to go and delete that account. So this is one thing that you have to do. And once this is done, now the next step would be you have to again click on the review and create. Now we have created the services as well. So now my next step would be to go again here and search Azure AI Studio. If I'm clicking on Azure AI Studio, I would see some of the demo AI studios I have created. The resource grid for everything is demo session AI, and you can see my my location is by default what is giving for the Azure, and subscription is my free trial. If you can see itself, it's not a paid version of something like that. Okay, and when I'm going to click inside any particular AI Studio, I would see the interface like it. And if I want to go inside the AI Studio, and you can see this prompt, start building in AI Studio, I have to just click on Launch Studio, and you will be inside the Azure AI Studio. So I have already created a kind of a project. If you want to create a new project, you can create your own new project. That is not a big thing. Okay, if you click here, okay, or if I'm clicking on the project that I've already created, suppose if I have to add a new user, I can add it from new user, and you can see that it is I am the one who have created it. This is already there. Okay, so now if I'm going to this, I will show you that where we have all the deployments that we have discussed. So this is the first thing that we should come here. Okay, after going to the project, sorry, after going to the project, you have to create your own project. Okay, once the project has been created, okay, once the project has been created, you have to first come here to the deployments, and you can see. So this is the place where you can find the base model on top of which you want to create it. Okay, so I would show you what all the list you have. Definitely we will not cover we will not be able to cover each and everything, the nitty gritty, but I will give you a quick walkthrough. Okay, so if I'm seeing, you can see we have GPT-4, we have Dell E3, that is the base of the Microsoft, what you can say, Microsoft environment. That is the base of that Microsoft Copilot designer version. You have this DaVinci as well. You have GPT-35. You have Babbage. You have OpenAI image extension. You have Microsoft like 5.3 Mini 4K. You have other versions. You have Meta's Llama 3, Llama 2, Llama 3. Other versions of Llama 3 with all like chat and all. You have Code Llama. You have from Mistral AI as well. If you know, Mistral AI is also one of the company. Okay, Mistral is again a company that has Mistral AI copilots or the Gen AI application. You have Nemotron. You have it from other companies as well, and some other as well. Like I have this Databricks Gen AI platform as well. I can use this, and these are some one that has been created. Okay, so you can use all these as our model, depend upon the base which is most one for us. If I'm clicking on one of them, let me click on one of them, and then you will see what is there. Okay, so this is GPT 3.5 model. Okay, you can see 35 basically is 3.5. Model can understand and generate natural language of code. So basically, this is something that we have previously. Before GPT-4. So it has been using the legacy of GPT-3 models and legacy GPT 3.5 models and all those things. And this turbo has been created on top of GPT 3.5 and 3. And it also has the same capabilities. It also has the capabilities like DaVinci 003. Using completion, it can also create some images. And now that's the reason nowadays ChatGPT is also able to produce some images as well. To be honest, that are not great, but yeah, it is to some reference. You can use them. You have DaVinci as well. If you can see here, interface and fine tuning process, it is coming from the GPT-3 model and all those things. But yeah, if you see here, you can see you don't have currently access to, and to this access is basically limited at this point to companies only, and you have to request the access by filling up one form and everything that you have to provide. Okay, but yeah, there are some other services that we can use, and one of them is Microsoft 5.3 Mini 4K instruct that we can use, and that is not required. If you click on confirm, then it will deploy this model. Once this model is deployed, now the next thing is you have to come in your chat. Once you come to your chat playground, okay, chat playground, if you see here, I have these two one. So anyone, I'm using this 5.3 or 5.3 mini 4K or something. Okay, and I have not added any data to it so far. Okay, so I have used it this where I can start creating, like I will put it, hi, how are you? I'm doing well. I will ask, do you have feeling well? Sorry, do you have any feelings? It is it. As an AI developed by Microsoft, I don't have feelings in the way humans, so I'm designed to process information and assist user without any experiencing emotions. Okay, so if I'm asking it in general, give me the best hotel in London. Okay, let me check what it is show. Okay, so it is like one of the highly rated hotels in London is. It is also saying that it does not have any personal experience or something like that. But if you see, it is also saying that rated hotels in London is Ritz London. It is known for its luxury accommodation and all. So it is giving this data as in general. Okay, but I have some data as well. Okay, when I'm so to add your new data, you have to click on the new data. Okay, then you will, okay, when you click on data source, if you like, I am uploading the data, so I am, if I'm clicking on upload, okay, if I'm clicking on upload files, i have I have deployed these files, these four files. So these 4 5 files have the data about the hotels, what kind of hotels there are there and all. Okay, so as I've already added this data, once you have added the data, it will create an index of the data. Okay, in detail we can cover it later, but if I am selecting the whatever the data I have provided, I am selecting the project index. So now onwards, I have provided my own data. It has two kinds of search types, semantic or keyword. It has one more, that is vectorizing the data, that is hybrid vectorize plus keyword, and that is one of the best approach in the market to search your data or to get your data. But that is only available if you have that particular Microsoft Azure AI open source, and that is very limited to companies as of now. So if I'm searching now, best hotel in London, let's see what it says. Based on the retrieved documents, so we have provided 4 documents. The Buckingham Hotel in London, UK is highly recommended one, and this is the person who have given the reviewer to this. So suppose if we are the person, if we are one who is working in travel industry or in travel industry, and we wants to give the hotel suggestion on the basis of the users that has the real users. Okay, it's not like random Google suggestion or something like that. If I'm working in any travel industry and if I want to give the hotel suggestions on the basis of the users that has been already there, so I will put it something like that. Okay, the Buckingham Hotel in London is one of the best documents, is highly recommended one, and this is the reviewer who have lived there. If you want to hide that name and all, you can do that. But it has, and what they like, praise the hotel for being a quiet central location with spacious rooms and friendly steps. And if I want to search other hotels in London, then it gives me Buckingham Hotel is an excellent choice. Okay, and who highlighted the hotel being and all. To add this, the another review by River is also praised the hotel, singling out its fantastic room service, location, peaceful courtyard. So I have used the same 5.3 that has been used by Microsoft, but I've added my own data to it. And when the my own data is there, I can use this Copilot within my. And from there on, you can use this data to host your application. But before that, you must have some web application there where you can host it. Okay, so this is how you can create your own data, and this is just a quick walkthrough or demo how you can use the AI Studio and what you have to do, how it looks like, how the interfaces look like. Okay, now let's move back to our PPT. Okay, so we have left you this point. Let's have a quick demo walkthrough of Azure AI Studio. Now the next point is we have learned lots and lots of things about the Azure AI Studio. We have learned what is Azure AI Studio, overview of it, key features of it, capabilities of it, how it is doing the data flow, how we are creating. We also saw a quick walk through it that definitely gives you help when you go to Azure Studio in your own projects or something, that will help you how to train this model, which model you have to select on, all those things, which are the popular, all those things are good enough to do all these things. But we have learned so much, but now the question comes here is when to use Azure AI Studio. Okay, like why we when to use it. Okay, we cannot use it everywhere. We need to have some particular use cases for that one. Okay, it's not like, okay, we got a problem statement, without even analyzing it we start implementing through Azure Studio. It's not like that. So we need to understand when to use, and next we will understand why to use Azure Studio. So when it comes to the when to use, is the very first point is, again, it's straightforward very to you. If you have listened, if you have been very attentive throughout the session, you must have understood why, when to use this Azure Studio. So when to use, the very first thing, if you want to create or manage your own AI projects. Okay, that is the very first thing that you need. Okay, next thing is, if you want to develop generative AI applications. Okay, if you want to explore already existing AI models, if you want to leverage retrieval augmented generation, basically RAG, that is basic need, create prompt flow, or to search the data on the basis of a particular methodology, that will, this RAG will help you. If you want to, or suppose if you have created your own AI model, you want to monitor or evaluate it. If the AI model that you have, that will not be able to handle lots and lots of workload or the data load on it. If you want to use this scalable AI workload, if you want to operationalize AI, like put it into some web version or something like that, if you want to do some experimentation, integrate with other Azure services. And the last thing, if you want to build responsibly, Azure AI Studio is something that gives you a huge capabilities of build your AI model or your Copilot or your Gen AI application very responsibly, without any without any hiccups or any blocker and all. It gives you each and everything. You do not have to think about, okay, I am where, from where I will get the data. Okay, AI Studio is sitting there now. It will help you to get to integrate with Data Factory, and Data Factory will orchestrate your data. So this is the reason why, when to use AI Studio. Now the point comes is why to use it. Okay, there maybe, if not now, maybe in future, after some time, there might be some other AI Studio might have come, or even if now today, if I'm talking about the today, even then there are some other methodologies as well apart from Azure Studio to create your own generative AI applications and to host it, because even before AI Studio, some of the generative AI applications are available in the market. So even before that, if that is available, then why we need Azure Studio, why to use it. Okay, so the point of some things have been already done prior, that is okay. Okay, prior we don't have any proper facility or a proper platform to do whatever we want to do with our data in a proper way, but now we have it. So why to reinvent the wheel and do the same process again and again. Okay, so, and when the unified platform it gives, the very first point comes in front of you, it's a comprehensive tool set. Comprehensive toolset means it has like other services I have given you, and it has also great level of great list of model catalogs that are already present. It is there to integrate with the existing Azure ecosystem. Okay, to integrate with Data Factory, Databricks, IoT Hub, Data Lake to store your data. It will also help you to scale your data without even think about it. Because when it comes to the scalability, you need to increase the compute power. Azure as a cloud gives you the huge powers to increase the compute power. Azure as a cloud gives you the power to store your data efficiently. And not only creating the data models or AI models is important, but to store, secure them, and come give a have a proper compliance with the norms we have in the world, so that even industries can use them flawlessly without even think about if any other compliance issue. AI Studio is there for you. It has pre-built AI services. It is cost efficient, easy to use. We can see it's in some like that only. You have to just do couple of steps and your Copilot is in front of you. Definitely is not that much good what we have on ChatGPT and all, because we have to work a little lot, but it is very easy to use. And again, the most important thing, the support and the community. These things might be provided by some other tool that might be coming in future. They can do there and that, but two things that is not been able to provide by anyone, that is ecosystem that Azure Microsoft has been providing from each and everything, and from the Azure cloud. And the last thing is support and community. Microsoft as a company is a big community. We are working for the community. So the support and the community communications you receive within the Microsoft, within the Azure Studio, is nothing, is second to none. Is one of its kind, and nobody can match it very easily. Okay, so this is the thing. Now we have learned and all everything. Now it's a small summary. If you are using AI Studio for any of your future things, whether to use it, please follow these particular steps. Try to use already existing pre-built AI services in the Azure AI Studio. Leverage the Azure machine learning for custom model development. If you don't want to use the existing model GPT-3 and all, you want to create your own custom model, use machine learning and all. Use data lakes and synapse for your data management and all these things. Use scalable infrastructure of Azure. Monitor with Azure Monitor and DevOps thing. That are like DevOps and monitoring to AI application or any other application that is also present in Azure, and so use those things. These are just basic general suggestions. And if you want to integrate with your team, Azure have its own DevOps as well, shared workspaces. It gives you security, compliance, so that you can use it thoroughly. Okay, please follow these 4 or 5 steps whenever you are working with Azure AI Studio. That will help you to unlock the full potential of Azure AI Studio. Otherwise, if you are not able to use other services of AI, maybe you will be only using AI Studio and but not other services of Azure, you will be missing at some place, because you need data. If you are using some other Python code and doing all those things outside of the Azure environment, that's again a challenge for you. Okay, so please use these things, and with that we will be ending our session. If you anybody of you who have any questions, who will be looking on this, the video, the session maybe late at the later point, if you have any questions, please mail me on this. Is my mail ID, this is my LinkedIn, and this is my Instagram. If you want to follow, if you want to reach out to me or to connect for any other purposes, please reach out to me on this, on these platforms. I will try my best to reply you as soon as possible. Yeah, thanks from my side. Thanks for being here, and we are ending the recording here.